Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is really good, a very good moment to just be around everyone and just enjoy this process. So today's topic is going to be part one of self-directed learning by Blake Boles. And the art of and this I'm going to be like really blunt here. So I began to read the book not long ago, like not that long in today. I began reading the book. I'm almost done with the book anyways. It's like 178 pages. I am almost done with the book anyways. So I began to read it and it gave me some insight about self-directed learning that I wanted to share with you guys too. So I just want to just do the summary of this book, Self-Directed Learning by Blake Boles, and just like share his own insights. So this is just like a summary, like part one of it. So you will still see more of my videos. So ensure to subscribe to my channel and we are going to begin now. So now the art of self-directed learning. This book, The Art of Self-Directed Learning by Blake Boles, is a compilation of insights, stories, and tools for anyone looking to take control of their education and life. It is written for a broad audience, including students, homeschoolers, young adults, and not pursuing traditional college, parents, and adults seeking career fulfillment. The author argues that self-directed learning is crucial for building, pursuing, working in new fields, improving oneself, and traveling independently. Independently, it's not just about practical skills. It's also a mindset that can lead to a different kind of life. The book moves from the author's personal educational journey to a definition of self-directed learning, followed by 23 stories and insights categorized into motivation, online learning, online offline learning, meta learning, and self-directed learning. So now introduction of the summer camp lessons. The author uses this contrast between summer camp and traditional school to highlight the core essence of self-directed learning. While school often feels restrictive and focused on metrics, camps represent an environment of agency and exploration. The key differences identified are control. At camp, the author managed their own schedule. At school, it was predetermined. Depth. Camp allowed for deep dive into personal interests, whereas school required skimming the surface of many subjects. And identity. Camp fostered social freelancing and individuality, while school emphasized group identity and test scores. And lastly, motivation. Camp was a choice, while school was a requirement. Main insight on this author, he says the author realized that the most valuable life skill taken in life skills taking initiative, conquering fear, learning from failure, were learned were learned through self-chosen experience rather than a structured school classroom curriculum. Now we look at down the rabbit hole. The author frustrations The author frustration with traditional education reached a turning point in college when they discovered the work of John Taylor Gatto, a former award-winning teacher who quit the profession to critique the school system. Gatto's influence acted as a catalyst by validation providing validation. He gave a voice to the utter quiet frustration with the rich nature of school. Alternative perspective, he introduced the concept of guerrilla curriculum, which emphasized hands-on community-based learning over rote memorization. A mental shift. Reading Gatto's critiques caused a switch to flip, leading the author to question the necessity of traditional schooling, and explore the path of self-education. Key takeaways: sometimes the first step towards self-directed learning is finding a mentor or a piece of literature that challenges the status quo and proves that there is a different way to learn. Now we look at the stories that the author shared with us. Learners and learning. Number one, the girl who sailed around the world. The story of the girl who sailed around the world serves as a powerful example of how self-directed learning begins with a vision. It emphasizes that the journey towards mastery starts with a dream to go further and become more than what society or others says is possible. However, the author makes a critical distinction. Dreaming alone is not enough. To achieve such an ambitious goal, a learner must fight for the vision, actively push against the limitation and expectations, take initiative, move from the imagination phase to the action phase, commit to the process, be willing to do the hard work required to turn a dream into reality. Key takeaway: ambition is the spark, but persistence and action are the fuel that allow a self-directed learner to reach their destination. Number two, what self-directed learners do. Self-directed learners are individuals who shift the responsibility of their growth from an external authority like a teacher or boss to themselves instead of waiting for a syllable or a set of instruction. They take full ownership of their education, career and life. To do this effectively, they follow a specific in mental process, international mental process. Number one is intentional planning. They think deeply and critically about where they want to go and what they want to do to achieve. Comprehensive research. They do not take the first part they see. They investigate all available options and resources to find the best route. Bold execution. Once the research is done, they move forward with confidence and decisiveness. Take key takeaway. The whole way of a self-directed learner is accountability. They stop asking, what am I supposed to do? And start asking, what do I need to learn to get where I want to go? Number three, what self directed learners don't do. Self directed learners do not universally condemn teachers, structure, or formal instruction if really chosen. They also avoid spending time being perpetually bored or unengaged, hiding their passion to please others, giving up on goals at the first setback, mopping in uncomfortable situation. Instead, they approach life like an anthropologist, assuming they must learn everything alone, worrying it's too late to learn something. Key message: embrace learning from all sources and don't limit yourself by rigid views on education. Number four, consensual learning. Consensual learning is the idea that learning is most effective when it is a choice rather than a requirement. Let that sink in. It is a directed rejection of the tyranny of forced learning, where students are compelled to study topics regardless of their interest or readiness. The core philosophy is that how you learn is just as important as what you learn, even if the end result, like a degree or a specific skill, is desirable. Forcing the process is often leading to resentment and shallow understanding. To apply this, focus on voluntary engagement, seeking out knowledge because of a genuine desire to know. Internal motivation, moving away from external pressures, grades, mandates, and towards personal curiosity. Agency, agency, maintaining control over the pace and method of your study. Key takeaway: learning should be a partnership between the learner and the subject matter, not forced. Now we look at the key takeaway. The key takeaway says learning should be a partnership between the learner and the subject matter, not a forced match. When you consent to the learning process, you engage more deeply and retain more information. We look at motivation, autonomy, mastery, and purpose. The secret sauce of self-directed learning isn't a complex formula, but rather the alignment of three psychological drivers: autonomy, mastery, and purpose. When these three elements overlap, you find sustainable source of internal motivation. First, autonomy, the desire to direct our own lives. It is the feeling of being in the driver's seat and having control over how, when, and what you learn. Mastery, the urge to get better at something. This is the satisfaction derived from the pursuit of improvement and the feeling of competence as you conquer a difficult skill. Purpose, the yearning to do what we do in the service of something larger than ourselves. It is the why that gives your learning meaning and keeps you going when things get tough. Key takeaway: you don't need external reward like grades or trophies to stay motivated. If you can connect your studies to your own will, autonomy, your growth, mastery, and a meaningful goal, purpose, the motivation becomes automatic. That thing really hit me, like I really understood it myself. So thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel to watch more, and I will see you in the next video. From where we are now, from where I am now, I have really gotten some key insight, because like it's really good when I read something. It's good that I share it with you and I teach you and give you the summary. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. So thank you, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to watch more videos. Thank you and goodbye. Bye.